Hi guys, Mindy here. Just getting ready to give you a little Pilates class for the very beginner. So this class is an evidence-based Pilates class. It combines ideas from dynamic neuromuscular stabilization with Pilates, traditional Pilates methods to help you get more stable. This is for people who have difficulty doing higher level Pilates work. This is a good place to get started and not hurt yourself. So here we go. So I have here my piano bench, but you can use a chair or your couch, anything that you can put your feet up on. You can actually use the wall and just put your feet against the wall if you like. But this is the best way to start. So you're going to put your feet up on whatever you have, like so. And you really want your knees to be a little bit past 90 degrees. So if I have my legs out too far, it's going to be a little beyond 90 degrees that way. Or I could get them straight up like this. But what really works that I've found is if you have your legs a little bit in closer, so your knees are a little bit closer to you than 90 degrees. My knees are about hip width apart or maybe even a little wider. And I'm just using the piano bench here or your chair, couch, whatever, to get to enable my legs to be relaxed so that I'm not gripping with my hip flexors to keep my legs up on the up in the air. So then to start with, we're going to take some nice deep breaths here. So I want you to put your hands on your belly, spread your fingers wide, thumbs on your ribs, and your pinky finger on your hip bones here. And then you're going to take a nice deep breath. When you inhale, try to expand your belly into your hands. So inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale, expand your belly into your hands. And exhale all the air out of your lungs. As you exhale, bring your ribs down. You're going to put your hands on the sides of your waist now, and we're going to do that same thing. So inhale into your belly and expand your waist out to the sides like you're pushing your hands apart. And then exhale all the air out of the lungs, bringing these ribs down. So this part of my ribs right here, the lowest part of my ribs on my back, is where I'm bringing it down. Hands on your sides again. Inhale and expand out to the sides. Exhale, bring those ribs down. Check your neck and shoulders. Try to make sure that your shoulders are relaxed, your neck is not holding any extra tension. And then we're going to put one hand under your low back here and one hand on top of your belly. So you're kind of sandwiching your abdomen. And then you're going to take a nice deep breath and expand. Feel like you're expanding your belly both forwards and backwards into that back hand. So inhale. Exhale. Ribs come down. Inhale. Exhale. All right, and then you're going to go ahead and take your hand out from behind your back. And we're going to talk about how you use your abdominal muscles. So if I put my fingers, 2 fingers, just inside of my hip bones here, so just a little bit towards the center from my hip bones that I can feel in the front there. And if I clear my throat, when I clear my throat, I can feel my abdominal muscles press outward into my fingers. So try that again. The same thing works if you laugh or if you say like a hard consonant sound like K, like k, k. So that kind of muscle activation where you're pressing out with your abdominal muscles is what we're after. So a lot of us have been trained over the course of our lifetimes to suck our belly button into our spine to activate abdominals. That is not the best way to gain stability in your spine. So it's much better to use your abdominals in this way, where you're actually having a little pressure outward with your abdominals. Now you don't want to cause so much pressure there that you can't breathe. So you want to hold your muscles but not your breath. So if we practice that, what we'll do is we'll inhale, and as you inhale, you're going to expand your belly just like we were just doing. So inhale, expand, and then exhale. Try to keep those muscles pressing out as you exhale. Now don't let that go. Inhale, and hold those muscles out as you exhale. Inhale. Keep the pressure out with your muscles as you exhale. Check your neck and shoulders. Make sure you're not holding excess tension. Check and make sure your ribs are down and in line here and that you're not lifting up to arch your back. And one more time, take a nice deep breath. And exhale, keep that tension in your belly. So it should feel like your belly is a wall, like a solid wall all the way around. You can imagine that it's a cylinder where the top is your respiratory diaphragm, your diaphragm that you breathe with right here. And the bottom of the cylinder is your pelvic floor. And your abdominal wall all the way around here is a solid wall of the cylinder that you can't press in. So that's what we want right there. Okay. So now that you've got that, we'll keep working on that. I know you probably, most people don't master that on the first try, but just keep working on that. Pressure with your abdominal muscles, feeling that pressure outward rather than sucking in. So it's the opposite of sucking in. And then we'll start with a little bit of neck activity. So with your abdominal muscles stabilizing you with the pressure outward, and you're keeping your ribs down and in line with your spine, you're going to just do a little bit of a nod with your neck. So you're going to take your chin, keep your jaw relaxed, keep your tongue pressed up against the roof of your mouth so that your jaw stays a little open and a little relaxed. And then you're going to take your chin down towards your chest and then release. And let's do that again. Stabilize here so that nothing moves with your rib cage. Take your chin down towards your chest, lengthen the back of your neck. And release. And one more time, inhale, stabilize, exhale, and tuck your chin, back of your neck gets nice and long. And then release. Now we're going to do a little arm work. So you're going to stretch your arms up towards the ceiling. You want, again, your neck to be released, but your abdominal muscles have that same pressure out with the ribs pulling down. And from here, what we're going to do is just a little shoulder lift. So you're going to reach for the ceiling and then bring those shoulders all the way back down to the floor without arching your back or lifting your ribs. Again, reach for the ceiling. Shoulders come all the way back down. So down is just as important as up. And again, reach and lift. And exhale down. Reach and lift. Exhale down. Reach and lift. Exhale down. Let's do one more reach and lift. And exhale down. Bring your hands down, check your neck, make sure you're not holding extra tension there. Check your abdominal muscles, press out. If you ever feel like you're losing that sensation, you can clear your throat again to feel what that feels like. And then try to keep that pressure out with your abdominal muscles, but don't hold your breath. Now we're going to do floating arms. So you're going to start with your hands down by your sides here, stabilizing everything here so your ribs are good and solid right there. And then you're just going to lift your arms up to the ceiling and then back over your head, only as far back as you can go without lifting your ribs. So the thing is, if you just let your arms flop, you'll tend to do this with your ribs so that you get a little archy through your back. So we want to use our abdominal muscles to keep those ribs down like so, and then float your arms back all the way down to the floor. And again, lift up and exhale back and inhale up and exhale back. Check your neck for extra tension and relax. Inhale up. Exhale back, keeping those ribs down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Again, inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. And exhale down. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And back up. And all the way down. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit with our legs. So you're going to, again, you can use your hands right here, just inside of your hip bones, just towards the middle, towards your center. And you're going to clear your throat again, find that activity in your abdominal muscles, and then make that happen. Press those abdominal muscles out into your fingertips. Don't hold your breath. We're going to inhale to prepare. And then exhale, just lift that right leg up off of whatever it's resting on. Not too far. And then back down. Inhale. Lift the left leg, exhale. Inhale. Lift the right leg, exhale. Inhale. Lift the left leg, exhale. Now you should try to use your abdominal muscles as you keep alternating like this to keep from letting your pelvis rock side to side. So you want your pelvis to stay level, which if you keep your hands there on those that area just inside of your hip bones, that should help you feel that your pelvis is staying square. And keep going. And let's do one more, left leg. Okay, now along those same lines, you want to still make sure that your knees are maybe a little past 90 degrees, so a little closer to your body. So if you walked them away, scoot them back towards you like I did. And then stabilizing with your belly muscles again. So belly muscle pressure out, ribs are down. We're going to just do a little leg extension exercise. So what we just did was a march where you're lifting your knee up. This time you're going to keep your thigh right where it is and just try to extend from the knee and then put it down. And again, we're going to stabilize here and put your fingers right there so that you can feel that your pelvis is staying level and not going side to side as you do this. So you're going to inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift the leg off the surface, and you're just trying to keep this thigh here, and the knee is what is moving. And then the same thing on the other side. And back. And make sure you continue to breathe. Don't hold your breath. Hold your muscles, but not your breath. You always want to stop in the middle before you lift the next leg. So make sure there's always a moment where both legs are down before you go to lift the other one. So you're not just kicking. That's it. And let's go ahead and just do one more on each foot. Okay. So now for your next thing, you're going to slide your chair or whatever you have away, or you can, if you're using the wall or the couch or something, just back yourself up from it a little bit so that you can put your feet flat on the floor. And then all we're going to do is a little bit of pelvis movement, we call pelvic clock. So with your feet on the floor, what you're going to do is imagine that your pelvis is a bowl. The top of the bowl faces the ceiling. And when you spill the soup in your bowl towards your belly button, like so, you're using your belly muscles to do that, to tip your pelvis. Try not to squeeze your glutes to do it. So try not to use your butt, try to use your abs. So that's going to be our 12 o'clock pelvic tilt. Then when we roll down the other way, so we're now spilling our soup towards our feet, that's going to be our 6 o'clock pelvic tilt. So we rock back, use the belly muscles and pull up to 12 o'clock, and then rock down, stretching through the back muscles to 6 o'clock. One more time, rock up to 12, and then rock back down to 6. Then you're going to find the happy place in between those two, so that neutral place right between 12 and 6. And now we're going to rock the pelvis side to side. So we're going to bring the right side down and the left side up. And that's going to be our 3 o'clock position through the middle. And then the left side down and the right side up. That's going to be our 9 o'clock position. And then through the middle. Now, as you do these side to side ones, go back to 3. I want you to try to keep the waist, the length of your waist on each side equal, and then back over here to 9. So you're not hiking your hip up and shortening your waist here. You're actually tilting your pelvis in this plane of motion, back through the middle. Okay, now we're going to do a clock. So you're going to tip back to 12 o'clock again. And then you're going to roll your pelvis over through what would be 1 and 2 until you get to 3, which is right side down, left side up. Then you're going to go down through 4 and 5 and all the way down to 6. So you're spilling towards your feet. And then we're going to come up the left side. So you're going to go 7, 8, and then 9. You should be tipped to the left side down, right side up. And then through 10 and 11 and back up to 12 o'clock, spilling your bowl towards your belly button. Let's go back the other way. So starting at 12, you're going to tip to the left to go to 11, 10, and over to 9. So left side down and right side up. Then you're going to tip all the way down through 8 and 7 to get to 6. Back muscles are nice and long. Then you're going to go back up the right side from 5, 4, over to 3. The right side is down, left side is up. And then come back through 2 and 1 and back to 12 where you started. And then you can release that and find the neutral position in the middle of all of that. So that exercise is one that I really like to start a Pilates class with a lot of times because it helps us to create a map in our brain of where our pelvis is in space. And so it gives us that proprioceptive sense of where we are in space. Okay. And then one last thing we'll work on is articulation. So articulation means moving each vertebra one at a time through the movement. So you're going to start with a 12 o'clock pelvic tilt like we just worked on. So belly muscles engage, inhale, exhale, tilt that pelvis to 12 o'clock. And then from there, engage your glutes and lift your pelvis up, peeling your vertebra one at a time up off the mat. Now, when you do this, keep your feet flat on the mat. Try not to roll out to the sides and only lift as high as you can go without gripping your back muscles to push you higher. Then from there, you're going to bring your ribs down first. So using your abdominal muscles to pull your ribs down and then sinking one vertebra at a time back into the mat until you get all the way back down to that 12 o'clock tilt, and then unroll the tilt back to neutral. One more time, start with the tilt, 12 o'clock tilt, abdominals are engaged, squeezing the glutes, peel yourself off the floor one vertebra at a time, going only as high as you can go without gripping your back muscles to push yourself up higher. And then starting from this position, bring your ribs back down. Engage the core muscles to pull your ribs down. And then try to feel each vertebra one at a time sinking down into the mat until you get to that 12 o'clock tilt and unroll the tilt. Let's do that one last time. Start with the tilt. So inhale, exhale, engage the abdominal muscles, and tilt. Peel one vertebra at a time off the mat using your glutes. And from the top, you're going to bring your ribs back down and then sinking one vertebra at a time into the floor. And then unroll your pelvic tilt last. All right, and then let's get up on our hands and knees just to do a little bit of a stretch before we're done. So on your hands and knees, this is a cat-cow stretch. So you may have done this in yoga if you're a yoga person. So you're going to inhale, pull your back up and tuck your head and tail. And then exhale, head and tail come up, back comes down. Try to make sure you're not hyperextending your elbows here. So don't lock your elbows out, have a little bend to them. Switch, head and tail down, back comes up, inhale. And exhale. One more time in. And back out. And very good. So that is a nice little, very, very beginning Pilates routine that does incorporate a lot of DNS principles along with Pilates exercises to help you learn to activate your core in a way that is going to help you the most. And so I hope you enjoyed it. As always, you can contact me at mindy@collegehillpilatespt.com. You can go to my website at collegehillpilatespt.com. Check me out on Facebook or Instagram, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. And hopefully I'll see you again soon. Thanks so much. Bye.